Let me start with a pattern we are seeing everywhere, and once you notice it, you cannot unsee it. Whenever fear arises, someone gets blamed. It might be immigrants, protesters, a political party, a generation, a group labeled as dangerous, corrupt, or destroying everything. And this scapegoating is not new, it is ancient. When communities feel anxious or threatened, they often look for a scapegoat, someone to carry the fear, the anger, and chaos so the rest of us can feel clean and safe. Why do we do this? Well, scapegoating simplifies the world. Instead of asking what systems are broken, what fears are driving us, what responsibility do we all share, we start asking who caused this? Who can we remove? Who does not belong? Fear loves enemies because enemies give fear a direction. How does this show up in Christianity? Well, fear-based Christianity almost always creates insiders and outsiders. It divides the world into saved and lost, faithful and dangerous, us versus them. And once someone is labeled the problem, compassion becomes optional. And here's the hard truth. A frightened faith always needs someone to blame. What does Jesus do instead? Well, when we look at Jesus, we see something very radical. Jesus refuses to scapegoat. Instead of blaming the vulnerable, he exposes the powerful. Instead of excluding outsiders, he welcomes them. And instead of protecting cultural purity, he moves towards suffering. Jesus does not absorb fear and pass it on. Jesus absorbs violence and stops it with love. And this is why he ends up on the cross. Because scapegoating always ends with someone being sacrificed. So here's the question for us. The question isn't whether scapegoating exists. The question is, who are we being taught to fear and why? And just as importantly, who benefits when we are afraid? Christian faith does not ask us to find enemies. It calls us to resist the lie that someone else must be sacrificed for us to be safe. Because the gospel tells a very different story. No more scapegoats, no more outsiders, and no more fear masquerading as faith.